What up, world? JB here. I'm a barber based out of Atlanta. I've been cutting hair for 21 years now. I think some of the most iconic hairstyles, haircuts, I'll give you my top five, starting with Allen Iverson, the braids. Everybody during that time wanted to rock the AI braids. So he's in my top five. Also, if you used to watch The Fresh Prince or watch Martin back in the 90s, Will and Martin's haircuts were phenomenal, always on point. So those are definitely iconic. Speaking of legends, the Nas haircut, the Nas fade with the part. You got to have a part. Iconic. I mean, he's had that hairstyle since 1994 when he released Illmatic. So, I mean, he must have had his barber on retainer on a daily basis because the haircut was always laid. Because everybody can't rock every hairstyle. Like a bald head, everybody can't do the Michael Jordan, right? Like I got a big head myself. I don't think I ever go bald. If I do go bald, I'm wearing hats the whole time. So yeah, everybody can't rock every hairstyle. So the most iconic, although we didn't know at the time, is the Steve Harvey haircut. The Steve Harvey line was and still is something that we all in the barber industry talk about. Despite the fact that we didn't know it was a toupee, allegedly, the Steve Harvey line is iconic. We still have never figured out who. I think it's up there with trying to find Bigfoot. We don't know, or UFOs. We don't know who Steve Harvey's barber. Whoever you are, back in the day, could you hit us up because we need to know. And so if we're speaking of haircuts, we gotta mention Wayne Brady. I'm not quite sure what Wayne was trying to pull off with this haircut. However, it worked for him, and it also worked for Zach from Power Rangers. So I don't know if that's his illegitimate son or whatnot, but Zach and Wayne Brady, they had a very, very iconic hairlines. I'm not quite sure where the round McDonald arch hairline comes from, but it was a thing. If you're still rocking that, hey, rock it to the best of your abilities, as Wayne Brady has done since I've known who Wayne Brady was. If someone asks for that got to be a joke. These days, it got to be a joke, but I definitely don't see the McDonald arch hairline anymore. I hope it never comes back. That was some dark days for us as barbers. So we hope the rounded arch hairline never comes back. And we got to talk about like the guys with the hair transplants. Like, and I respect it because if you got the means to fix it up or get it right, do it. You can go Tiger. He was struggling. Tory Lanez still struggling a little bit. You got that fade in the back. We saw you, but you did let us know that you are losing your hair. But I respect the LeBron Jameses of the world as well, because those hair transplants, they're very expensive. If you can pull it off, hey, go for it. Oh man, now Tory, yeah, as I touched on earlier, Tory, you came a long way. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I mean, and Tory said he has alopecia too. So let's have some grace for Tory as well. This definitely looks alopecia-ish, if that's a word. So Tory, hey, I respect you, dog. Do what you got to do. Go back and see your surgeon. Get that middle tightened up. And we got to throw out the king. Hey, LBJ. Listen, you're doing your thing on the court. You've been doing it for a while. I don't quite know if the surgery is taking off for you as it has for others. I'm not exactly sure, but from when I mean, if you got a 10-piece or you got a 20K sitting around, if you want it done right, obviously you want the Hollywood transplant, not the guy up the street around the corner who's gonna put some shea butter and olive oil on your head and say, boom, your hair gonna grow. So you want the real deal. You got to be really ready to spend a little money. I think with hair in particular for men, it's a part of our identity. So again, a lot of us don't remember Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan used to rock a fade. You don't remember that. You remember Michael Jordan with the bald head. AI, as I mentioned earlier, he cut his hair. We don't remember when AI cut his hair, or Carmelo Anthony, for that matter. Carmelo cut his hair off. But you remember AI, you remember Carmelo with braids. So hair, or lack thereof, plays a big role in image when it comes to men. So again, that's why hair surgeries have become such a big thing. And guys in particular wearing all the sprayed on black stuff. Like, all right, fellas, it's cool to have, but you go overboard. Some of y'all go overboard, and I hope it don't rain on y'all when it's time to debut those haircuts. The spray is the thing now. The hair fibers, the follicles. That's a big thing right now. So just don't OD on it, guys. You know what I mean? It's cool. Everything is great in moderation. Everything is good in moderation, rather. So no OD on it. We know your beard is not up here. You're not Teddy Pendergrass. So come on, make it realistic. Whatever you do, whatever kind of enhancements that you like on your hair, make it realistic. Yo, that is the wildest thing I've seen recently. And there are many videos out there, got bald, all the way bald. They putting on caps, like women do their hairstyles, and they can create waves, they can create locks, they can do it all. So the installs are wild. I think the hairline is the most important part of a haircut, because you think of it like this: the hairline cuts, it outlines your face. So your hairline, how your hairline is how people see your face, right? It may not make sense to you, but how people see your face is directly tied to your hairline. So, like, hairlines are very important, especially for black men. We always want the Steve Harvey line, right? And Steve, that was the thing. The crispness of a hairline is always important to us. All right. And speaking of hairlines, let's go with the Billy D. Williams, Denzel Washington, RG3, no lineup in the front, fellas. You know what I mean? Like, that's those we grew up looking at, and you probably never even noticed, but Denzel does not get a lineup in the front, a la Billy D. Williams. Comb it to the back, brush it to the back, keep it going. You know what I mean? So that was a real classic look for guys back in the day, even older guys now. Denzel rarely gets a hairline. If you go back and look at his movies, Book of Eli, you look at all of these movies, you notice that it's always just a comb to the back, whatever, try to keep it natural. But in Training Day, that might be why he won an Oscar. He finally got a lineup. Outside of the way he dresses, Cat's hair is iconic in a sense where we know a Cat, like we know his hairdo. Even like when he was in Atlanta, he still had it pressed out. So Cat's hair has always been a part of who he is in his career. So he's been through different iterations of it, but it's always going to be laid at the end of the day. So in this picture, I think Cat might have been in between a hairstylist or something on this picture. It's kind of Jerry curlish. It's taking us back to the 80s. But again, I'm sure after this show, he got back with his original hairstylist, and he was fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Wow. Kanye has been through a wide range of hairstyles. This alopecia look he was going for in 2021, 2022 this year. It was very interesting. I wouldn't rock it if he came into the barbershop and say, hey, cut this. I'm good. I don't want my name on that one. But hey, if that works for you, yay, do you. It ain't for me. Again, Kanye has been through quite a few different, a range of different hairstyles where it comes from. I mean, his quintessential haircut is the low, even all over haircut. That works for him. That works for his head, all of that. He's done iterations of different hairstyles, kind of like the and I don't say it to make fun of anyone, the alopecia look, or he's done it back in the day at the Grammys when he had all the designs in his hair. I think my favorite one is the 808 and Heartbreak Kanye, kind of like a mohawkish type of deal. I don't know if you remember, like back in the day, the mohawk became like hugely popular. Like the Shop Boys. I don't know if y'all remember Shop Boys, Party Like a Rock Star. That was the thing, early 2000s, towards the late 2000s. My favorite mohawk of all time, fro-hawk, mohawk, whatever you guys call it, Usher. Usher had it laid to this day. He goes back and forth with that haircut. I know we talked about AI braids earlier. How about the Jim Jones braids? You freshly done braids, and then you get a brush or whatever he does, and you just nap it up a little bit, because he always had a clean lineup, but his braids, always look a little weathered. But again, I think that's Jimmy's style. That's how he rocks his braids, and it's become iconic because Jim Jones. He gonna be fly, but he gonna have the Afro braids. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Tyler. I don't know who's on set, who's the hair designer, barber, whatever. We need some new people because these hairstyles, they getting ridiculous. They getting out of hand, man. Like Boris Cujo, we know he's bald. He didn't need an afro. He didn't need an afro wig. Shamar, there's so many things to dissect from this picture in particular. The hairline is too close to the forehead. There's no definition in the braids. I get it. I guess you wanted to create something, a look, but this wasn't a look, bro. This definitely wasn't a look. So, this another Tyler Perry, one of his greatest hits, hairstyle. Wow, I don't know what this is. Like, put some glue on top of a man's head and just plop a box on top, and did it enhance the character? Did it enhance the storyline? I don't think so. So we didn't need that. So I mean, as we go through the wide range of greatest hits, I call them greatest misses for Tyler Perry movies. These hairstyles, we got to do better, man, as a culture. So over the years, I mean, barbering and the look have evolved. You think about early in the hip hop days, early in the hip hop and the movie, the styles were more longer hair. If we going back to the 70s, and we went from the iconic Jerry curls. I know my dad had one. I don't know about y'all, but it was Jerry curl stains everywhere from there. And then we go into the 90s where it was more like cut off all the long hair. Let's do something different. Because Michael Jordan, as I referenced earlier, that's when bald head started to be popular. And that's in the bald head in the boxes. Hey, listen, a House Party. Christopher Reed, who played a kid in House Party. Man, great box, but they edited the movie all wrong. Because if you could, some of the scenes, it's fading in, and some of it is just they just cut the sides of it. There was some bad editing going on in House Party. But you had the boxes. Then from the boxes, that was the high top fade. So then you get someone like Nas who drops it all off, and we got the low haircut with the part. And then as it evolved throughout the end of the 90s, we get to the 2000s. That's when people start growing their hair back. That's when the AI braids became popular. You had different iterations of braids, and again, AI had the cleanest braid. I don't know if y'all remember, he got his hair braided during the game one time. Mom came and braided his hair during the game, so that's how serious he was about his braids. And from braids, and then now, as we move forward from braids, we got locks. Everyone's rocking the locks. It's evolved from just getting a simple haircut in somebody's garage, giving them a $5 to $10 bill, to now it's different things, different avenues that we can go into, whether it be facials. We even, if you got ingrown hairs, we pulling those out. It's evolved more, and the costs have went up because men are more image driven. So our image is everything. So for us men, when you hear Future say, I get $100 lineup, you want to figure out who's giving the $100 lineups and what does this look like, because I want to have a $100 lineup. The business aspect of barbering has definitely evolved over all these years. We're not doing $5 cuts in the garage anymore. It's an experience getting a haircut these days. Yeah, I mean, barbers definitely have become, especially a good barber, has become like in demand. I gotta big up my man, Jalen Rose. What up, though? Jalen Rose, hey, his barber is right now, he's the guy. He's a great dude because he always shouts his barber out. He always shows his love. Jalen Rose, his barber right now, he's what Nas's barber was back in the day. So yeah, Jalen Rose, shout out to your barber, bro. Try different styles, figure out what works for you, because everything doesn't work for everybody. Again, I'm not doing a bald head. if I don't have to. So figure out what works for you. Try some different things. Get you a fro hawk. Get you, maybe grow it out a little bit, or get you a fade. But whatever it is, figure out what works for you and your image, because you have to carry this image wherever you go. So figure out what works for you. If you got the bread in your hair, you're losing your hair, find that that surgeon, get that hair, get the transplants if you can, you know what I mean? But figure out what works for you and take it from there.